Well, I just dramatically lost that signal, so I'm going to go quickly here. This is what I'm listening to. Tide's coming in. This is right in front of my hostel, which is just a really lovely place. It's back in the trees, surrounded by nature, extremely friendly, helpful people. I had lunch when I got here that was made different options. Of course, fresh fish is one of them. It was exceptional. And so when I sleep, I'm back up behind all of that stuff in those trees. See if I can do that. There we go. So I'm at the end of the beach. This is the very end. I think the Humpback Turtle where I am is the original one here. You hear a little music coming from some of the others, but I'm in a really peaceful, quiet place. So I made it. It was a little bit confusing this morning because they didn't have me on the passenger list. And I was the only tourist there, the only gringo. There were some wealthy people from Germany, but they were on a different flight, I guess. So when I was asking them some questions, they just froze up and asked me to come back later. I got there before 8 o'clock for a 10:30 flight. And they told me I should be checked in by 9. And by the time I waited and left and came back and waited and waited and waited, finally got checked in about 9:30. Really confusing. And what happens with tall gringo is I was asking them questions. They can't hear me because they're looking at me. And so, it's a slightly different accent or a different pace, and so they froze up. I had a WhatsApp number for the lady who bought the ticket, got it for me, arranged it for me through WhatsApp. She wrote back and sent me another copy of the ticket and said, "Rest assured, you are on the plane." Well, it turns out they had a whole group coming out together, and it wasn't showing up on the board. They had a special flight. It was like a Premier Deluxe type of flight. The reason they couldn't find me was that's the flight they were looking on. So when I was asking them if it was the same flight going at 10:30, it was just like, momentito, 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 ritorno en 20 minutos type of thing. So I hung out at the airport, and it's kind of like the thing I wrote about on my blog about the uncertainty. It's like, you know what? Something's going to happen. Whatever it is, it's going to work out. So I did wind up arriving here. I had to walk the last part because the car couldn't get down the beach. Taxi fare, they tell you to bring all of your own money because there's no ATMs here. So taxi fare here from the airport is 20 pesos. Unless you're solo, then it's 60. And then on top of that is 60 pesos for tourist tax. And so I had written to them and asked them what I should bring budget-wise. And they told me what everything would cost, but they didn't include those. So I went back to the ATM yesterday, got extra money. Ha ha! Turned out it was a really good idea. So now I'm settled in here and just planning to chill out, relax. Got a great little area to sleep. Really friendly staff here. I've got to meet a couple of the guests, but not very many. So I'm just really kind of pleasantly surprised that this even works on Facebook. So here I am. I'm on the coast. Almejal is the beach. Almejal is outside the village of El Valle, which is the coastal town near Bahia Solana where the airport is. So, wow, what a cool experience. I haven't done anything yet, but I'm just thrilled to be here. Cheers.